Heading into the weekend, decision day, final match of the year. Can you just talk about how preparations have gone for that and what you expect to see from Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, I would say preparations for us go as normal, how we always prepare for an opponent during the week. An opportunity for players to compete for, positions once again. And there's also a stage of there's, an evaluation period. We're not playing for the playoffs anymore, so that's clear. But at the same time, I think it's still a competitive environment day in and day out, and with the intention to prepare as best as possible because, we're doing nothing short of still trying to go win the game, and that's the intention, to go to Chicago and get 3 points.
Great. We'll open up to questions. Ben?
Yeah, BJ, you just kind of mentioned the preparation. Has kind of the evaluation period, or maybe kind of trying to take stock of what you have for next year, does that tweak at all kind of your selection process for the game, or is it still kind of the same as it is most weeks?
Yeah, I think the process that we go through is consistent, right? And this is something that when we started here, we're trying to build, the identity and the culture across the club. So that's the main focus of how we're going about it. And each week is there's spots that are competing, and we'll put that best 11 out, and players will get players will get an opportunity if they earn it in training. That's how the environment we're trying to create is here. Is you win it. You win positions in training, and you get to compete on Saturday. And again, it's the process that we go through each week is because we're constantly trying to take these small steps to evolve ourselves to where we want to be, looking towards 2025.
Go ahead, Ben. Another?
Yeah, and then I was just curious, obviously Chicago just announced that Greg Berhalter will be taking over, and I know he's not going to be in charge this weekend, but I'm just kind of curious for your thoughts on that, and have you had a chance to chat with him at all?
Yeah. So I mean, for me, Greg and I are good friends. So first, I'm really happy for him to get this opportunity. I'm really happy for his family as well. There's always a big support group that's behind all of us in this profession, and a lot of us aren't in these positions without that support group. So I'm happy for Greg and his family. And I think it's a great, I think it's a great hire for Chicago, an ambitious club that wants to sort of set themselves as trying to become an elite club in North America. And for me, I don't think there's a better person to sort of lead that project right now than Greg. So if that's the ambition of the club, I think it's a great choice for him. Knowing him personally, I think it fits a lot of what he's about as equally as an ambitious person. So it's a great partnership, and I'm sure there'll be great and big things to come from them.
Okay.
Vijay, what conclusions you might have, if any yet, about this not even half, but a season for you as a coach here in Nashville? For
me, I think the perception that I came in with is the perception that I think I still have. There's a lot of good in this club, from the staff to the players to the culture to the fan support to everything to the city. And so I think the job and the focus is to take that good and just push it to make it better. I don't think we're looking to go from good to great. There's an in-between period that we have to do, and for me, I think there's an opportunity, that we started after this New York game, bleeding in through this match, through the off season into 2025, where we have opportunities to grow. We have individually, we have opportunities to grow, myself included. There's certainly a reflection on things that I could have done better, but overall, there's a lot of really good and a lot of positives collectively throughout the entire club, from top to bottom of all of our properties. And the off season's focused on sort of taking those good components and just pushing them to make them better.
Now, looking ahead, I don't know if you might not know or not how different this group will be in terms of personnel next season, but would that mean that if let's just say, for a matter of a question, that it will be different in a few players? That means that your project is going to have to restart, or is it going to stay a core of these guys working for you and already with what they accomplished so far?
Yeah, I think it's hard to say, not only at this point, but in any off season, how many people are in and how many people are out. It's a constantly changing and fluid environment, especially in the MLS, where there's multiple different mechanisms, some of which you don't control. If players come and go. So for us, the idea is that we're happy with where this club is, from top to bottom, in the culture that we've built, the locker room that we have, the small steps that we're making towards sort of our identity on and off the field. And so, I think it's for us as an opportunity to move forward and grow. We don't, for lack of a better term, we don't view it as like a rebuild and tear it down. But I think we're all very much looking in a forward manner for 2025.
Jacob?
Yeah. BJ, I guess how much of what you've been trying to implement here at Nashville SC, I don't know if you can put maybe a percentage on it, but I guess maybe just in your words, how much do you feel how much of what maybe the Nashville SC 2.0 idea, how much of that do you feel people have gotten to see over your first 3 months here?
I don't have a percent. I would say we're just scratching the surface of where we think we can be as an entire club. I think there's a lot of what happens. What we see on Saturday on the field is obviously the most transparent component. But there's also a lot of things that are happening inside the club, like we talk about with the alignment of the academy and the Huntsville team and the first team. Like you can see already, there's moments in Huntsville where we have a new manager there and a style of play that's become aligned, and with the academy there's alignment. So I think we're really in the first steps and scratching the surface of this Nashville 2.0. Sort of project that you speak of. Yeah,
and you mentioned this right at the beginning you mentioned this sort of being, I guess, an evaluation period for next season as well, leading up to this game. I guess have you been able to maybe have conversations with players about maybe their roles next season, kind of the future for them with this club, or have those conversations not really happened yet?
No, I mean right now we're in our team environment, in our day-to-day environment, we're focused on building this week. We use this window to sort of train hard. Again, it's a competitive environment. It's always a competitive environment, and the training environment is where you earn your position on for a Saturday match. So those conversations are only focused in and around the match on Saturday. We'll have plenty of time after Saturday to have the bigger, longer term discussions.
We'll go ahead and open up to Zoom. Reminder to use the hand raise function if you have a question. We'll start with Blair.
Hey BJ, Hani Mukhtar is 2 goals away from becoming the first MLS player to score 10 goals, 10 assists in 4 consecutive seasons. Is that something you've talked about as a team? Is that something you're kind of preparing for Saturday?
That would not. I mean, I would say individual accolades. There's, we here preach that the team is the star, and so we're gonna put the best match plan together to get 3 points against Chicago, because that's the most important thing for the team at the moment. If Hani scores 2 goals to help us win and get that 3 points, then that's an amazing feat. And as we always say, the success of the team will rise the individual star. So our goal, our focus for the last almost 2 weeks at this point is to put the best team on the field for Saturday night to go to Chicago and get 3 points.
And go ahead, Valeria, if you have another.
Yeah, I know you said the players' conversation just haven't happened yet in terms of next season and all that, but will the same staff be returning for next season?
That's the same. The whole, I would say, the entire off-season audit from the top to bottom of the club, with myself, club leadership, and everybody, that will all sort of occur in the post-season match. For me, the environment that we've created is to remain focused on the group that's here, the staff that's here, the people that are working day to day to end this season on a positive note, which is to put a very good performance in versus Chicago, and then we'll have plenty of time to look forward to 2025.